Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm doing my friend Christina's hair, and she has a pretty natural palette, so I just did basically a really pretty full highlight all over and then put like pretty poppy silver pink pieces everywhere. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today. So I started off with pH Bonder, and that's just going to protect her hair as it lifts, and 30 volume with Redken Flash Lift. And I really have grown to love this lightener. It's really moisturizing, but at the same time, if you let it sit long enough, it will lift completely to blonde. So it's probably one of my favorites right now. So first, I just made a horizontal section across, and I'm starting in the front just so that has more time to process, because I'm gonna bump the back to 40, and you'll see that later. But I'm starting with the front, and I'm doing just a normal weave, but then I'm going to tease half of the weave back. And why I'm doing this is because when you tease half the hair back, it makes a thinner section and it lightens faster. And most of the time people want to have that diffused root anyway, and she definitely did. So I'm just going to blend that root in the tease part. I'm just going to blend the bleach up there, and then I'm just going to fold it in the little packet, which I'm actually going to change that up right after this section. I wouldn't recommend folding your highlights in packets like this. It does create a little bit of a heat box, and that can be really, really dangerous. So I actually did change this up. So you guys will see I'm going to lay the foils flat next time for every other section. But as I said before, the thinner the section, the higher the lift. So if you start teasing back half their hair, you're going to notice much of a difference of like how much their hair can actually lift in one session. And that's pretty much how I get all my clients to get that type of lift, is when I tease it back. So I'm just going to repeat that all the way up the head. And I'm starting to apply my lightener from the middle and then get the ends, and then apply like the rest of the stuff on the brush at the root. And I'm feathering it in a way where it's closer to the root towards the face, and then pretend there's like a marble going down, and then that's gonna be a little bit further away, so it looks like a gradual type of blend. So as you can see here, I'm really saturating every strand completely with lightener. Make sure your lightener is thin enough that it will actually saturate everywhere. If you make it too thick, it's not going to move for you, and you're going to get splotchy sections. So if you feel like your lightener's too thick, just add a little bit more developer, and that way you can make sure you're not going to have that problem. So here I'm doing the same type of section. I'm weaving the hair and then taking the lightener from the mids down to the ends, and then feathering it up back into the root where that tease part is. And she wanted more of a diffused type of root, so that's why I'm doing that here. But if you have a client who doesn't mind seeing the highlights straight from the scalp, then you don't have to tease. So just keep that in mind when you're having your consultation. And I'm just moving all the way back towards the scalp, and I'm going to take each section back to back with that weave, and then I'm taking half of it out and leaving that out. A lot of you guys asked me on my Sombre video if I left the hair out at the mohawk section, and I definitely do. I think it's really pretty to have a lot of dimension still with the highlights. It looks more natural and really makes the blonde pieces pop, so that's what I'm doing here. And here's a little close-up. You guys can see how I'm kind of feathering it up into the tease part, and then I'm really, really saturating everything too. so after you're done with the sides and the top of the head, we're gonna move on to the back. But what we're gonna do is mix 40 volume with pH bond builder and the Redken Flash Lift. And that's because we did 30 in the front, but it's been sitting longer, so now we have to catch the back up with the front. And 40 volume is gonna do that for us. So I'm doing the same type of sections, just big weaves, teasing half of it back, and then applying the lightener from the mids to the ends, and then feathering up into the root. So as you can see here, her hair lifted really, really well. If you guys need a new bleach, the Redken Flash Lift is really awesome. If you guys need to try something out, I really like it. And what I'm doing here is heating her foils with my blow dryer, and just make sure you tug on the hair to make sure that it's still totally intact and nothing's pulling off, because if it starts feeling rubbery, you gotta take it off. Okay, now I'm gonna mix the pinkish color, and I'm using silver from Pravana and clear. And I'm doing 1 ounce of each. Why I clear out the silver from Pravana is because it has more of a bluish tint, and I don't want it to look too blue. I really wanted to just kind of add that metallic hue to her hair. Then I'm taking 2 ounces of pink and then 1 ounce of magenta. And I'm sorry guys, I didn't show the magenta being poured in there, but I promise I did put 1 ounce of magenta in there. So I'm gonna rough dry her really fast to about 80% dry, and then I'm gonna start applying the silver in one section, and then I'm gonna flip and then do the magenta and pink in the other section. And you really want these to just kind of blend together. Don't be afraid to just play around with where you put things. That's why these colors are so fun, is because people love to see all the different dimension everywhere. They don't mind if you have a bunch of different colors everywhere, so like have fun, play around. But I really do recommend, if you guys are trying to do these like dusty rose colors or any of these really pretty kind of like ashy colors that you see with these bright colors, I always add silver into my formulas with either pink or lavender or any type of color like that, because people see those colors and what you're actually seeing is the silver undertone, and that's what makes it so pretty. So give that a shot next time you guys try to do like a dusty rose or any type of lavender color. Just add some silver and you'll see a huge difference in your color formula and how it looks on your client's hair. Right, so I'm just applying this all over, and every section I'm grabbing it and I'm making sure that they're completely saturated. You don't want to be stingy on color because you're going to have missing pieces, and it's just going to be really obvious that it wasn't covered in color. So just make sure it's completely distributed and saturated, and really work it with your hands. And then I always go through with a wide tooth comb and I brush it all out, and just be gentle on your client's head. You don't want to pull too hard, just make sure you take your time, but this is really going to make sure you distribute the color everywhere. Alright guys, so here is the final look. We have all these beautiful tones of kind of a golden blonde with more silvery pink, light pink. You can see the magenta in there, and it's just so much fun. She's gonna have a blast with this color, and once it rinses out, you can put whatever else you want on there because she's already lifted to that level. So it's really fun to get your clients to this point and get it to them so quickly. They're really gonna love it and be impressed. So I hope you guys love this tutorial. I'll see you guys very soon, and thank you for watching.